Okay, so this is a pretty amateur attempt to help a friend of mine named Heidi. And Heidi was born deaf, and her parents must have had recessive genes for it, because even though her parents aren't deaf, both her and her sister are profound, severely deaf. They're as deaf as anybody who just communicates by sign language. And this is something Heidi needs, but would never ask for herself. She is a single mother of 2 kids, and one of her jobs is an accounts receivable job that she's been at for over 5 years, and then another one is a retail position with Ross Department Store that she's been at for over 10 years, and then she's been a freelance photographer for ages. She works volunteers what's considered full-time for the Olive Osman Hearing Fund, which helps people all around the world get their hearing needs met, and she won't even ask them for help, even though she donates so much of her time for them. And this was Heidi as a kid, and she had these Iron Man type earbud hearing aids that helped her. And she was lucky because her mom discovered she was deaf when she was like 6 months old, which is really unheard of because most parents don't notice till the kid's up and walking and should be speaking, and they're like, why doesn't the kid speak? But her mom noticed it, and by the time she was 2, her mom had her with a full-time speech therapist to where you'd never know she was deaf even when she can't hear a thing. My son met her, my 13-year-old son, and was like, how does she do that? And a lot of it's lip reading. She graduated from college with honors, and she'd just have to get there really early and like sit in the front row and read the professor's lips, and she still graduated with honors. She also donates a ton of her time to what's called Women of Worth, and it's women who've escaped abusive relationships, and also men who love them now to help them elevate their lives from the things that have resulted from the abuse. She does know American Sign Language because even though there's great technology, it's not always available to her because the hearing aids she needs cost like $9,000. There's like these super space age Iron Man hearing aids, and then she can hear within real close distance using these super duper hearing aids, but they cost like $9 grand. She also is vision impaired, and LASIK would help. And so I'm asking for that for her. I'm asking for $13,000 so she can get the LASIK and these super duper hearing aids. Her kids are not deaf or handicapped, but they're known as CODA, children of a deaf adult, and they know sign language. Because she works all these jobs and all this volunteer work, her 9-year-old child and her 13-year-old child are very independent and do a lot on their own and are awesome kids. But she's doing it all on her own. And she's never had a new car. So much of her expense goes to the maintenance and the batteries and the checkups. And recently she's been having a lot of nausea and vertigo and pain down her arms and all these neurologic signs and symptoms. And so she's been going to neurologists, and she had to pay for an MRI out of pocket because it wasn't covered by her insurance and because of the high deductible, and they didn't find anything, and they think it's all caused by what's going on with the vestibular cochlear nerve in her ear and some of the thing with the eyes, and then the way these inappropriate hearing aids do her nervous system, and the glasses, the way they pinch, because she wears them like 18 hours a day because she just goes from job to job to job. And so the LASIK, she needs this to be able to do her job. Doing retail at Ross, it's hard to communicate with people when you're deaf, and you got to kind of watch them real closely, and if they ask you something when they turn around, then they're like, well, what, are you deaf? And you're like, well, yeah, actually I am deaf. And so this would help her tremendously, and so I'm asking for $13,000 so she can get these things done so that she can continue to work and support herself and her 2 kids and continue to contribute to everyone elsewhere and get the things that she's helping other people get that she'd never ask for herself. Thank you very much.